Praxis 5713 Reading Comprehension Strategies Preparation Quiz. Question 1. A teacher observes a student during independent writing. The student writes a sentence, stops, reads it aloud, and then goes back to add a descriptive word or change a phrase to make it sound better. This student is demonstrating an emerging ability to, is it? Option A. Edit for spelling and punctuation errors. B. Engage in the process of revising to improve the clarity and quality of ideas. C. Decode their own handwriting, which is a key component of fluency. Or D. Plan their writing using a pre-writing graphic organizer. The correct answer is B. The correct answer is B. This scenario perfectly captures the distinction between revising and editing. Revising is the process of improving the content and ideas of a piece of writing. When the student stops to add a descriptive word or change a phrase to make it sound better, they are working at the level of ideas and word choice, which is the essence of revision. Editing, option A, is a later stage that focuses on correcting conventions like spelling, grammar, and punctuation, which is not what is described here. Option C and D do not align with the observed behavior. Question 2. A second-grade teacher is administering a universal screening assessment at the beginning of the school year. The assessment requires each student to read a list of increasingly difficult words in isolation, without pictures or context, within a specific time limit. The teacher's goal is to identify students who may be at risk for reading difficulties. Which of the following reading components is this assessment primarily designed to measure? Is it? Option A. Reading comprehension and the ability to construct meaning from text. B. Phonological awareness, specifically the ability to rhyme and segment syllables. C. Sight word vocabulary and orthographic mapping, which are key indicators of automatic word recognition. Or D. Listening comprehension and receptive vocabulary knowledge. The correct answer is C. The correct answer is C. An assessment that asks students to read words in isolation, without contextual support, and under a time constraint is designed to measure a student's automaticity in word recognition. This taps into their store of sight words, words they can recognize instantly and effortlessly. This automaticity is a product of orthographic mapping, the mental process by which the brain permanently stores words for immediate retrieval. The goal of such a screening is to identify students who have not yet developed fluent word recognition, as this lack of fluency is a hallmark of reading difficulties like dyslexia. If a student struggles to decode words automatically, their cognitive resources are diverted away from comprehension, creating a significant barrier to skilled reading. Option A is incorrect because comprehension cannot be accurately measured with words in isolation. Comprehension requires connected text. Option B describes phonological awareness, which is an auditory skill and is best measured through oral tasks like rhyming or sound manipulation, not by reading printed words. Option D describes listening comprehension, which is a separate skill typically assessed by having students listen to a passage and answer questions, not by reading printed words. Remember, we can take your Praxis 5713 exam for you, remotely and undetected, with pass % score guaranteed. Message us via the number in the bio. Question 3. A kindergarten teacher is reading a big book to her class. As she reads, she occasionally stops and runs her finger under the words from left to right. She also points out the difference between the words and the illustrations, asking questions like, how do I know that says bear, and that is the picture of the bear? This teacher is primarily fostering students' development of, is it? Option A. Phonemic awareness. B. Concepts of print. C. Reading comprehension strategies. Or D. Sight word vocabulary. The correct answer is B. The correct answer is B. Concepts of print, also called print awareness, refers to a set of foundational understandings about how written language works. This includes directionality, reading left to right, top to bottom, the concept that words are separated by spaces, the difference between letters and words, and the distinction between print and pictures. The teacher's actions tracking text, pointing out the distinction between the word and the illustration are all classic, explicit instructional moves to build these essential pre-reading skills. Option A is incorrect. Phonemic awareness is an auditory skill. Option C is too advanced. While she is building a foundation for comprehension, Her specific actions target the mechanics of print. Option D is a later skill involving automatic word recognition. Question 4. A kindergarten teacher is leading a class in a phonemic awareness activity. She says, "I'm going to say a word, and I want you to say it back to me without the first sound. For example, if I say cat, you say at. Now try this one, sun." A student correctly responds with un. What phonemic awareness skill has this student just demonstrated? Is it Option A, phoneme blending, B, phoneme isolation, C, phoneme segmentation, or D, phoneme manipulation, deletion? The correct answer is D. The correct answer is D. Phoneme manipulation is an advanced phonemic awareness skill that involves adding, deleting, or substituting sounds in words. This specific task, saying a word without its first sound, is called phoneme deletion. The student had to hold the word sun in memory, isolate the first sounds, and then blend the remaining sounds, and to produce un. Option A, blending, is putting sounds together, e.g., chaw-cat. Option B, isolation, is identifying a specific sound in a word, e.g., what is the first sound in sun? Option C, segmentation, is breaking a word into all its individual sounds, e.g., sun-spoon. Question 5. A 4th grade teacher is planning a unit on the American Revolution. She selects a complex primary source document, an excerpt from a pamphlet written by Thomas Paine, and wants to ensure all students, including her English language learners, ELLs, and struggling readers, can access the content. Which of the following instructional strategies represents the most effective approach to differentiate this complex text for diverse learners? Is it Option A, provide a simplified, one-paragraph summary of the pamphlet's main idea for the ELLs and struggling readers to read, while the rest of the class tackles the original text? This ensures the lower-level readers are not overwhelmed. B, conduct a whole class read aloud of the original text, stopping frequently to explain difficult vocabulary and concepts. Ask comprehension questions to the whole class, calling on higher-level students first to model correct answers. C, have students work in small, homogeneous ability groups. Give each group a different text at their respective reading level about the American Revolution, ensuring all students are exposed to the historical content at an accessible level. Or D, provide the original text to all students, but offer tiered supports, an audio recording for ELLs to listen as they follow along, a side-by-side glossary of challenging terms for struggling readers, and a graphic organizer for students to map out Paine's main arguments. The correct answer is D. The correct answer is D. This strategy is the epitome of effective differentiation. It maintains high expectations by keeping all students engaged with the same rigorous, grade-level text, the primary source, while providing multiple, varied scaffolds that allow students with different needs to access it. The audio recording supports ELLs by building fluency and connecting oral language to print. The glossary supports struggling readers by providing just-in-time vocabulary support. The graphic organizer challenges all students to analyze argument structure and supports those who struggle with organizing their thinking. Option A is a form of tracking and lowers expectations. It denies these students the opportunity to grapple with authentic historical language. Option B is a teacher-centered approach that can leave struggling learners behind. Relying on higher-level students to answer questions does not ensure that ELLs or struggling readers are processing the information. Option C, while common, creates a permanent ability grouping that can stigmatize students and limits their exposure to rich, complex language. Students should have opportunities to work with challenging texts with appropriate support, not be relegated to lower-level materials. How many did you score out of 5? Let us know in the comments below. Also, tell us which exam we should cover next. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more.